Thank you for the introduction, and today I'm going to do a presentation of my master's findings, basically. So what you're going to see dates from almost a year and a half ago. It's been a while now, so it provides different insights into what I'm doing now, so please enjoy it. So what I wanted to do in my master's, basically, is have a very holistic picture at what mobile medical professionals experience when they come to live and work abroad. What interested me most was the factors that make their experiences easy or more difficult, and how their interaction influences their career choices. So I started reading literature, and based on that, I made a systematic framework. So first of all, I decided to divide the entire experience in two stages. Basically, it's the preparation stage and the actual international assignment, the actual mobile experience that they go through. Now, as far as the preparation stage was concerned, I looked into two main aspects, basically. At the institution, at what the institution provides for mobile medical professionals, and the internal factors that lie within the individuals. So now, as far as the host institution is concerned, I looked at how they provide various previews, realistic job previews and living conditions previews. Also, do they provide any language training for mobile people? And eventually, whether there's any cross-cultural training that is provided as well, since it has been very widely described throughout literature. Now, for the internal factors, I looked at what role international experience and proactive individual initiative play within the mobile experience, and whether there's any effects that people's motivation have on their choices. What I found in the literature was that the link between individual initiative and international experience is very explicit, because those who have international experience are supposed to also be more active themselves. And now, for the motivation bit, it's basically divided into two parts, into the instrumental, which means that there's certain targets that have to be achieved, and this is when this source of motivation is triggered within the individual. And integrative means that people come with the obvious target to become an indispensable part of the society. As far as the real experience is concerned, I looked at it from 2 points of view, basically. From that of cross-cultural adjustment, how well they feel integrated, adjusted from the point of view of their work, their professional functioning, their general cross-cultural adjustment, and finally their interaction, the social bit. Also, last but not least, I looked at the identification with the new culture, because it is supposed to play an important role as those who feel that they identify with the country, with the culture where they live. They also they experience a higher level of cross-cultural adjustment. Now, to look at all of that, I collected data. I did a small-scale European study where 10 people participated. The method of this process was an online questionnaire, which consisted of 12 questions, both open and also self-assessment questions, where they had to indicate it on a Likert scale. Gender was half-half, as you see, the average age 38 years, and they had various, they represented various specializations, and the international experience, as you can see, was about 5 years. Now, because the time is short, I'm going to skip something and just highlight the most important bits. So far as the support on the part of the host institution is concerned, you can see that no one received cross-cultural training. Most of the people received language training, which can be explained by the fact that more or less all the participants were part of the MoM learning experience. Job previews, living conditions previews, that was not a huge success either. So in total you can see that this support from the institution is really very limited. Most people came with the idea that they wanted to advance their careers. Several people came with personal reasons, but in principle it can be said that most of them had a very high degree of instrumental motivation. International experience and the proactive initiative, that was not really a very clear link, at least in this study, because there were individuals who were reacting in various ways. Now, the most interesting part of my study was the cross-cultural adjustment. What I found that the vast majority of people were really very happy with their professional functioning, because you can see that 8 people out of 10 said that their professional functioning was either very good or good. However, this is in stark opposition with how they perceived their social networks. 2 people said that it was either not good or not good at all. So you see the discrepancy. They really like their work, but their social lives are really missing.
And these people were working in Belgium? No,
it was all over Europe.
Okay.
It was a European study. Now, I digged a little bit deeper into that, and I realized that there are some more links there as well. There were 4 people that said that their social networks were not really good, and 3 out of them took no proactive initiative when they were preparing for their experience. Now, 7 people said that their motivation increased throughout time, and 4 out of them, so it means that it's more than half, and they took proactive initiative. So maybe it is a coincidence, but I think it's also rather diagnostic, and it provides a guideline as how it may be perceived. It needs to be studied further though. Now, as far as motivation and identification with a new culture is concerned, there's a link there as well. Those who said that their motivation was increased also said that they had either a strong or at least moderate degree of identification with the new culture. Whereas those who said that their motivation was decreased, 3 of them, they perceived their identification with the new culture either hardly or moderately. So you see that this actually leads me to the framework that I built after the results of the study were written up. That motivation to stay abroad increases if there is satisfaction with professional functioning and with social networks, and if the individuals have a more or less high degree of identification with a new culture. So this sums it up. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you will enjoy the final talk. Thank you.